What is good, guys? It's your boy Darian, man, back at it again with another review. And today we got Suicide Boys New World Depression. Now, if you don't know about the Suicide Boys, well, you know, you should know about them because they're that underground hip hop group that you might need in your life. In case of wanting a little bit of that emo rap. You know what I'm saying? Um, and I'm gonna keep it a buck 50 with you, man. Last year they did a bunch of EPs. And I think they just. I'm not gonna lie to you. They had some really great ones, and they had some really alright ones. But what I think I liked the most about it was the fact that they have this new producer, and I love the producer tag. You know what I'm saying? Every time I hear it, I'm just like, all right, I think I'm gonna enjoy a Suicide Boys song. You know what I'm saying? Even if I don't always like it, I'm gonna enjoy it because every time I hear that "you did good" say, I'm just like, bro, you know what I'm saying? Whoever this producer is, I know he's gonna try, and I know he's gonna put his all into it, and I know it's gonna be something interesting because within the EPs, he had some really great fucking production, and now we got the New World Depression, the new Suicide Boys project, and I'm not gonna lie to you, it's really interesting, because it's really short. A lot of these tracks are like 2 minutes, around 2 minutes long, and it just feels like they're old. I don't know. It feels really weird because Suicide Boys tend to also make a lot of long tracks, or at least around 3 to 4 minute tracks, and for them to make a project that's a relatively really short is a little bit interesting because they don't really do that. But yeah, let's get into it though. Let's get to the worst tracks out the way though. Mental clarity is a luxury I can't afford. Um, I'm gonna be honest. I don't remember why I'd probably dislike this track, but if probably I'm not gonna lie to you. The reason why I either disliked this because the chorus was all right. Production wasn't as good here, and throughout the project, I'm not gonna lie to you. It could have been also because Ruby, the guy who I think usually is the best out of the Suicide Boys, sometimes his flow isn't the best. Like he kind of ruins it, and he has a singing flow throughout most of these tracks that are, that's kind of weird. But yeah, and then the "Are you going to see the rose in the vase or the dust in the table?" Really long ass track. Yeah, this track was really bad because this track was, I think, fully singing. I think it was completely singing, and I just didn't fuck with it. I didn't fuck with it at all. And then "Drag Him to the River," Totalitarian remix. I thought that track was all right. I think the production is really what killed it for me. I don't think "You Did Good" to say was on it because it's a remix. So I didn't like it. But let's get into the best tracks though, because this project was really good. Um, you know, so Lone Wolf Hysteria. Again, most of these first couple of tracks are really short. But I enjoyed it. It was really good. The Thin Gray was fire as hell. The production was absolutely killer. It was just this haunting esque type of production that I really loved. Line was fire as fuck. I don't know if that has to do anything with cocaine or anything, but it was really fire. I think what I love the most about these first couple of tracks, Thorns, also another fire ass track, is I don't know who the first guy is. Is it? I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't even go look at the Suicide Boys names because I'm just like I don't really care too much about it. But the first guy, he killed his shit. He murdered his shit. Like he was like just really taking in each of his lines on each of these tracks that I'm talking about, and he was really put in. Like, he was painting a picture of why we have this new world depression and why we have these issues of poverty and fucked up, whether it's drugs or money and shit like that, or with your own girlfriend and partners and shit like that. And he painted a picture really good on each of these tracks by, all of his bars and shit. And he just absolutely murdered it. He murdered it, man. And then, Ruby did his thing at moments with his fast flow and stuff, but at moments his singing was a little, fine. It wasn't that bad, But the thing is, Ruby I feel like at moments, like when the start of the project, he wasn't the same Ruby that I hear sometimes, because sometimes I feel like Ruby can go harder, man. He can go really harder. But at the start, he was all right. He wasn't doing too crazy. Misery and Waking Hours, another banger. Burgundy. I mean, I'm surprised they're making a song called Burgundy, but it was really good, man. It was really good. Transgressions, another banger track. All of My Problems, a banger. Always a banger. Us Versus Them, a banger. I think on this track they talked about, I think it was this track, or one of the tracks later, but they talked about how they don't want the company or the label that they either have, or I don't know if they own a label, like their own label, or they're a part of a label. I'm assuming they are, but they're saying that, hey, once we die, once we end ourselves, nah, they don't think they'll end themselves directly, but maybe indirectly, due to drugs, alcohol, obviously the issues that they have to deal with. Suicide Boys, they have a lot of tattoos and this and the third, and they're living their lifestyle, but indirectly, they don't want more of their unreleased shit to go out. And I think it is one of the most, that right there has to be the coolest thing ever, because it's like, I'm pretty sure they have their own label, though, because I think they have their own people, they have their own artists and shit. I think it's their own label, so they're fine either way, I think. But even just with that, though, it's just like, to understand, because like with X, obviously we know what happened there, and just like what happened with the label there, man, and just they kind of fucked everything up there, and I don't even think X fans kind of fuck with what's happening, though they kind of enjoy that he gets new music, but they don't fuck with it. Juice WRLD, same shit happened there. Hopefully there's no more Juice WRLD, because God knows, I mean, I don't even want it no more, because I don't even think it's legit stuff, man. It's not even finished. It even happened a little bit with Mac Miller, but obviously with Mac Miller fans, they're actually a little bit more, they enjoy it. They only did one project. It was actually really good, and we don't want more for the most part, but we do want one more. But I'm be honest with you, even if that Maclib doesn't come, I'm fine, because in the end of the day, let's be honest, bro's dead. Rest in peace, his soul, a legend. We don't need it. We don't need it. But yeah. Involve Me, another great track. Light at the End of the Tunnel. I think it might have been this track actually that they said it. It might have been this track actually. And then I think Us Versus Them might have been portraying them as in like, no, and actually it was Us Versus Them, because that was portraying the companies, that was portraying the music industry and the fucked up situations. Because yeah, Light at the End of the Tunnel I think one of those really sad, depressing tracks that they made. Involve Me, I forgot, but I think it was really good. I enjoyed it. Again, all of these tracks I love really is because, the homie and the producer killed it. The first guy absolutely destroyed it with the way he was bodying and just absolutely painting pictures with each of his lyrics. And then Kill Yourself 5, I'll be honest with you, it's a track that has to grow on me more, but I put on the best tracks right now because I'm going to be honest with you, I think it can grow on me. I think even though Ruby had a nice chorus on this one, and homie on the first try, he had some pretty good lyrics, but they weren't the greatest. But I gotta re-listen to that. Then Ruby absolutely destroyed his verse, because I think towards the end Ruby was doing his fucking thing on this shit, and yeah, I really liked it. Yeah, man, Suicide Boys overall, man, 7 out of 10. I thought it was a pretty good project. For the Suicide Boys. And, you know, I really like the concept. Considering the time we are in, I think it only makes sense you have to take this route.